I can't do this up.
All right. Welcome to the Jacked Up Fantasy Football League Championship Show. I'm the Commish, and I'm joined by the three-time champion. Good to see you.
How you doing?
How you doing? What do you got there, man?
It's like a daughter to me. I've had her for 3 years, and I'm about to give her away to a greasy wop or a fat Serbian. I don't know what to do. Which one do I choose?
We're going to get to that in a second. It's the Championship Show 2011, Wednesday night, again brought to you by the Commish. And welcome back, the three-time champion, the Arkan Tigers.
One day contract.
One-day contract?
Yeah.
Is that it is?
And then we're going to go in.
We saved the best for last.
Oh, nice picture.
Can you explain that picture?
I cannot. That's Vegas, and I was with my wife actually when that was taken. She took that picture.
Is that a guy or a girl?
That is a guy, a fat Mexican guy.
All right, I didn't want to know what happened there.
Yes.
Let's recap last week's games real quick. The wild card TNT blows out Bulldogs, #1 seed. For the second straight year, the Bulldogs were 10-4. They win the West, and they get creamed in the playoffs. It just shows that, Mark, you're not quite ready for the playoffs.
They are who we thought they were.
Exactly. Yeah.
Playoffs.
The Bulldogs are who we thought they were.
No, I mean, did he even score 100 points? How many times did he score 100 points?
But this is very appropriate because
that's about his average.
That's his average. And so I'll give you one thing, Mark. You're very consistent. Consistently bad. But he's 10-4. You know, he's got twice as many wins as me.
Tom Brady alone's not going to win.
I haven't got any from you, any text messages from you. Nothing, man. You're very quiet, Mark. What's going on, man?
I guess he's happy.
Talk to me.
He's happy with mediocrity. He made the playoffs, and that's good enough.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
I keep getting this from every single week.
From who?
From Mark.
Oh, he sent you that?
Yeah, once he made the playoffs. So congratulations to the wild card TNT, who just is peaking at the right time, man.
The planets aligned, the tides, everything happened the way it was supposed to happen.
I mean, all you gotta do is win one game.
And then my moronic moves put TNT into the playoffs.
Exactly. Farmers Tan wins about the same margin of victory against TCB. This game was never really in doubt.
No, I had Farmers Tan and TNT in the championship game. I don't know if you guys saw my video.
The jacuzzi picture.
Yeah, I had people planted outside the hotel for that one, and I don't know. Farmers Tan's got the team. TCB, Aaron Rodgers, not enough. I don't know, that's all he had.
Third place game, we're not going to talk about this game too much, but this is to get your money back, guys. TCB against the Bulldogs, who do you like? We're not going to look at the matchups. We're not going to give these guys more than 15 seconds.
I'm going to take the Bulldogs.
I'm going to take TCB to win his money back.
I mean, the guy was 10-5 for a reason.
Well, lucky.
Yeah, sort of.
Championship preview, Farmers Tan at 10-5 versus TNT. A quick bio of the two teams. TNT has been with us for all 6 years. This is the 4th time he's made the playoffs in 6 years. He was 3rd place 2006, runner-up in 2007, and again, he's won 3 straight. Basically, the most 3 important games of the season he's won to make it to the championship game. Farmers Tan, 2nd year in the league, his first playoff appearance and first winning season for Boban Jeftic, Cleveland, Ohio, Brunswick.
My cousin, he's off the Vranisevic coaching tree.
That's right.
So.
Pedigree?
Yeah, sort of.
He's won 5 straight. So let's go into the breakdown here. Let's talk about the quarterback comparison. Eli Manning versus the Jets versus Rivers, the Lions.
A lot of people like the Rivers matchup against Detroit more than Manning against the Jets. I know you favor Rivers. I got to go with Eli in this one. Being in New York, the media's watching. They still always question him if he's the guy to lead them to the Super Bowl. He's done it once already, so you got to go with the guy. I think he's going to show up and post some good stats. He's got nice targets in Hakeem Nicks,
Victor
Cruz. He's got more stuff around him than Rivers, though. Oh, Rivers, well, I don't know. Rivers has Jackson and what's his name? My guy.
Malcolm Floyd?
No, the tight end. Gates.
Gates.
So that could happen either way. I think Manning comes out of this one smelling better.
For the audience, the advantage here is from CBS Sports and not what we think.
Well, I know we talked prior to in the studios we were talking.
Yes.
And you liked
During our
I don't
pregame.
know if you changed your mind or.
I think it's even.
Oh, okay.
I think it's
Well,
even.
that's about right.
One thing I noticed from last year's slides, because I was changing this up, Eli Manning was in the championship game last year. You had him.
Yeah.
So this is the second straight year Eli Manning's in the jacked up fantasy football league. Last year, he won the championship for you.
He did.
Can he do it again for Boban?
I wish I had more time to prepare and see where Boban got him in this year's draft. I'd like to know that. But we could all look on our
Yeah.
own.
Running back comparisons: MJD, leading rusher in the league, and Michael Bush versus Ray Rice and Frank Gore. I'll tell you what, 4 good running backs here.
Yeah, it has it even, but if I had to take a pick, I think I would take Boban's running back simply because Rice is amazing, as well as Jones-Drew. But Rice is on a better team with a better quarterback, better receivers.
Playing against our beloved Browns.
Right. I think advantage is Rice there. Frank Gore, I don't know if he's still hurt. He was questionable.
He's questionable, but he's going to play.
But I think he's a tough veteran, and he makes that team go. If the way the Niners go is the way Frank Gore goes. Michael Bush is McFadden.
He's out.
He's out for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Well, and that's his running game there, too. Yeah, maybe it is even. I'd still give Boban the edge.
A slight edge. I
With
agree.
Rice, you have to.
I agree, because he's playing the Browns who give up they're 32nd against the rush.
Yeah.
Running back comparison here: Roddy White, who's playing Monday night, and Jordy Nelson was playing Christmas night against Miles Austin and Victor Cruz.
I agree with CBS, and I think we both agree on Tony. Tony always has the wideouts. Every year he's been in this
He's
league.
had Roddy White 4 straight
Yeah, I
years.
think they're having sex on the side. My paparazzis couldn't confirm this. We couldn't find any pictures. But I think if we look hard enough, you will see pictures out there of Roddy White and Anthony performing fellatio on each other.
Tony bending over, right?
Yeah, he's the girl, probably.
Flex position, we got Darren Sproles against CJ Spiller.
I like Spiller because he's the #1 guy there right now. Sproles is good. This could go either way. Atlanta and New Orleans always play 35 to 30 games. So if you have a bookie out there, I'd put the bet on you over in that game. And probably, I don't know. What do you like? I'd like
I think
to hear
Spiller had a monster game last
Yeah,
week.
and he sat on the bench, didn't he?
But the Broncos have a much better run defense than the Dolphins do.
See, with New Orleans, you don't know what you're going to get. Every week it's something different. You have Lance Moore, you have
Too many weapons.
Colston, yeah. I think I'd rather have a guy that's the guy. So I'm going to have to lean with Spiller on this one.
I agree with CBS Sports. It's a unanimous decision. We give the edge from the flex player to Boban. Tight ends, we got Hernandez, who had a nice game last week in Denver, versus Vernon Davis, who's playing the Seahawks. CBS has Boban with the favorite here on the tight end.
I think I'm going to have to disagree with that and go with Vernon Davis because Hernandez isn't the main guy in that Patriot offense. Do you think Gronkowski's going to go 2 weeks in a row without scoring?
Well, the defenses are going to focus more on him, so I actually think that Hernandez is going to have a big game.
I don't think so. I think
Against the Dolphins?
if I'm in Boban's shoes, I start Owen Daniels if he's healthy against the Colts. Sorry, secondary.
Well, I know he's hurt. I don't know what his issue
Well, they
is.
said he practiced today. So
Okay.
If he's healthy, do you go with Daniels or do you go with Hernandez?
Hernandez.
You do. Okay.
Yep. Kicker, Crosby versus Akers. CBS has this as an even. Agree or disagree?
I disagree. I think Akers is worth more to his team than Crosby is to his team. I think the Niners' offense isn't that great, and it seems like every time you look at the scoreboard, Akers has 4 field
A couple of
goals.
field goals, yeah.
Yeah. So I would like Akers here.
Well, Green Bay conditions Christmas night can't be good for a kicker.
Right.
But then you got Seattle. You know, they're playing in Seattle, so
Does Green Bay even score anything but touchdowns?
yeah, that's true.
I can't go with a kicker that gets you 1 point
Exactly.
5 times.
Exactly.
I'd rather have the 3.
I actually agree with you on this one. I'm going with Boban. I think Akers going to have 3 field goals and outscore Crosby.
And if he gets 150-yarder, that's big right there.
Exactly. Defense. Pittsburgh against St. Louis with a backup quarterback versus 49ers on the road against Seattle. Interestingly enough here, Bubba has both defenses.
Yeah.
Did he pick the right one?
I don't know if he picked the right one. I just know that I'd rather have the Steelers defense in this situation against St. Louis.
So you agree that they have the edge?
Yes, definitely.
They're playing at home. Big Ben's hurt. Their defense has to come up big.
They're going to come up big because didn't the Ravens win last week? It's almost like a must-win, isn't it?
Yeah, they have to win. It's a must-win.
Yeah, so.
It's time for the predictions. Before we get into the predictions, I mean, these guys have been going back and forth for about a year and a half now. They've never even met. And you would think that these guys, had a grudge against each other from, middle school or something.
I like to see that. It shows competition.
Do you think they've taken it a little too far?
I think we failed to mention that both of these teams are from our division.
Yes.
And did I say the champions would come out of our division this year?
Yes.
I mean,
But you thought it was going to be you.
well, it would have been if I didn't make some boneheaded trades and if people didn't get injured. But as Zoli said, if my aunt
Had balls, you
falls
went
to my uncle, right, that describes it perfect. I think. Are you asking me now to
Yes.
predict who?
I'm asking you right now. Because you got blood versus your paisan.
I am a family guy. I root for family. But me and you went over the matchups prior to this show, and we both, I think, agreed. I don't like to give away your pick, but we both picked TNT.
Yeah.
But it will be a close game.
I agree. I think TNT matchups favor him. Sorry, Boban. You can write all your emails, your articles, your message board. You can proclaim yourself the champion. But you know what? Until the commissioner engraves your name on the trophy, you're not the 2011 champion just yet.
Do you know who the key is in this
Not
game?
so fast, my friend.
Right.
Not so fast.
I think having Jordy Nelson is big. The guy's, he's going to be the difference.
Because Jennings is not there?
Right. I think Jordy Nelson, Boban, if you could somehow do a Nancy or a Tanya Harding on him and take a pipe to his knees this weekend, you might have a shot at the game.
But this game will be close. I'll tell you what. It will not be a 20, 30-point spread.
No,
It's going to be a very close game. I think, actually, it's going to be under 10 points.
Well, you pointed out also that Anthony would have, 2 more players after...
Well, Boban, I think all his games are on Saturday.
Right.
TNT has, I think, 2 players on Sunday and 2 on Monday.
So we'll have a good idea Saturday, I think, who's going to win this
exactly.
game.
Because Boban's going to be done, and TNT's going to know how many points he needs with the 4 players. And it's going to really suck if he's very close already by Sunday, and he just kind of rubs it in, a little salt in the wound there. Because something tells me keep the children and the family away if TNT wins the championship. When it comes to the emails and the message boards, I can just see it getting just out of control.
I would like to see them resolve their differences and act like they both...
It'll never happen.
Both been there before, but it makes for a more interesting show.
Yeah, exactly.
When teams are either gunning for the 3-time champ or throwing racial epithets out there, such as Greasy Wop or Fat Server.
But you agree that Boban's kind of all but guaranteed he's going to win this game.
There's no guarantees here, my friend.
So he's doing everything wrong, everything you're not supposed to do.
He's changed the name of his team.
Yes.
That's
Just changing it all up. I agree with you.
And he's gone to Simply Perfect. Perfect, last time I checked, is not making mistakes.
You're 10-5. That's not simply perfect.
Right. You're the same as the Bulldogs.
You're 5-5, and you peaked at the right time, just like TNT. These are 2 of the hottest teams in the league right now, and they deserve to be in the championship game.
Like I said, I'm for my cousin, but TNT has been a monster in this league. I mean, he barely made it into the postseason this year.
Thanks to you.
But look at his past. He's always been there.
He's always there.
He's always one of the top teams. So I think finally the fat girl goes to the dance and finds her date
Finally.
this year.
He's been the bridesmaid a few times.
Right.
He's actually going to be the bride. Thanks for watching. And this guy will be back.
You can count on it. It's going to be weird not picking 12th and 13th. I love that position.
I think you're picking
7th.
7.
So
That was my position.
So usually people go with running backs, but let's see what I do. We know my history. So.
Exactly.
All right.
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, you got your name is on there 3 times, so I think you've put a pretty good stamp. Your legacy is going to be there for a long time because a 3-peat champion
That probably
in
won't
only
happen.
5 years of existence is hard to do. So it's not going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen ever again. Our league is too competitive. Overall, what was your take on the season, man?
I think there was a lot more competition this year.
I agree.
A lot of 7-7 teams, which obviously shows anyone could win it.
A couple of 6 and 8s.
I like the fact that even the teams that were out of it were continuously fighting. Randy.
He was 1 and 8. He ended up with a 5-game winning
Who's
streak.
the Florida State guy?
Ryan.
He never gave.
Ryan, send me your fucking money, dude. He owes me money.
And Brian Avon, his team was pretty good this
Yeah.
year. If a couple things went, luck.
Yeah.
He had a pretty good team. He scored 100 plus. I saw a couple times 150 plus out of him.
I think he was second in the league in scoring.
You might hear about him next year.
So, what's interesting here is that this is like our version of the BCS standings, the power rankings.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? The number 1 team is Bubba. Number 2 team is TNT. So for once, the rankings worked. It's number 1 against number 2 in the power rankings. For all the marbles, Super Bowl 6.
I didn't even look where I was at. Was I even in the top 5?
I don't think so.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. This was a very subpar year for you, man, from your
understand.
standards.
I'll be back.
That's all the time we have. Good luck to all 4 teams, the TCB and the Bulldogs. We gave you guys about 25 seconds of the show. But you know what? Make it to the big dance and we'll give you 15 minutes.
Mark, you did good this year. Just you got to put it over the edge next year.
Second straight year, man. 10-4 and win your division and you choke in the playoffs. Until you get to the championship game, until you win it, I'm going to keep picking on you, Mark. TCB, lucky to be there.
Over and under beer-wise, how many things Zoli's had by this time of filming?
What is it, Wednesday?
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't drink on Wednesdays. If this was a Friday, I would say he probably had about 12 to 14.
Salute.
All right. That's all the time we have. Good luck to TNT and the Farmers Tan, even though we're rooting for TNT. Peace out.
How long do we go?
I don't know.
Oh, we don't have to worry about that anymore.
No, because we're a
It's high
big time.